welcome back to the Rialto. We're so glad you're here or watching us on your phones. My name is Bill Crandall, and I'm one of the volunteers who have come together to transform this iconic building into a home for the arts. I was born in Westfield, and I've lived here for half of about the Rialto's 100 years. My first memories of this place, it was one theater that showed one movie about one shark. For the next 100 years, we're going to host live music, theater, comedy, podcasts, art exhibits, in addition to films. How does that sound to you? I said, how does that sound to you? Awesome. We're going to need all your loud, wonderful voices to help spread the word, because while we're hopeful that we're going to have the funds from the state to start our project, we're launching a $9 million campaign to complete construction and to fund our operations, all targeted at a grand reopening in 2028. Please go to rialtowestfield.org and follow us on social media to find out how you can help us make this exciting plan come true. Speaking of exciting, tonight we launched the Rialto Spotlight Series, which showcases our amazing local talent. Our speakers tonight are Westfielders. Our host lives here, and he's a member of Elvis Duran and the Morning Show on Z100. That's his lovely voice you hear in our anthem video. And our guests are from here, and they're now Hollywood screenwriters who just sold a couple of films to Amazon Studios. You may have heard of it. And I have been following their fabulous careers ever since I rode the 113 Express bus with their super cool parents. Cool. Please give a warm Rialto welcome to Garrett Vogel and Aaron and Will Eisenberg.
Hello, everyone. I want everyone to take a mental image of where we're at tonight, because in a year from now, this place could look like a completely different, amazing space. And this is pretty much night one. So thank you. You could have been anywhere in Westfield, and you decided to be here tonight. So thank you for coming. So this is more like a family reunion at this point with these two here. Does anybody not know who these guys are? One woo. So I'm going to assume everybody knows who you are. Guys, welcome home.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. We're really excited.
Yeah, we feel honored to be invited at the first night of the Spotlight Series, and yeah, thanks for having us. Good to be back.
So let's talk about what it's like to come home. You know, you get this email, you get a text going, "Hey, we're doing something at the Rialto." What's your first, like, that place still exists? It's still open?
So I think I come home a little bit more than Will.
You were home a month ago.
I was home 2 months ago. It was like less exciting than this visit home, just for obvious reasons. But we got a text from our dad, who rode the bus with Bill, right? And he was like, "Call me. Got exciting news." I'm like, "What is? Did you find a bunch of government bonds in our attic?" What? And then he was talking about
better. We were so excited to hear about the Rialto, like the mission with the Rialto, and to be invited back to talk about our careers in the arts, our journey, and it's amazing. We're so excited about what the Rialto is becoming.
And we went to the high school today. We got to talk to the theater class, the production classes. It just feels so good to be home. That's why we keep coming back.
So hearing the word Rialto, like, what's your memory of the Rialto growing up here?
So the first movie I ever saw was here, ever. 1991.
What was it?
Beauty and the Beast.
Do you remember that?
Fuzzily.
How old were you?
Fuzzily.
Tale as old as time.
Yeah, tale as old as time, that's right. Song as old as rhyme.
I mean, I have so many vivid memories coming to the Rialto in middle and high school, seeing, for me, it was like, I remember seeing some classic comedies here for the first time. I remember seeing Mean Girls here with my friends, which is just iconic. I remember seeing Superbad junior year of high school, which was like the perfect age to see that movie in a theater opening night.
I saw.
What did you tell your parents you were seeing though that night?
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. I saw, and I have a lot of memories of being here with friends, but also with our parents and watching them laugh, like seeing comedies with them and feeling like, ooh, I want to do that, even at a very young age. So Meet the Parents was what, 2001, something
Right.
like that. Rat Race around the same time. Just remember like falling out of my chair. And then yeah, every weekend. I mean, my good friend Alex Forsenhauser is here, also a collaborator of ours, who we would go to see movies here, almost every weekend. It's just been the Rialto has been here for us.
We're big believers in comedy and the theatrical experience. It's why we write comedy now.
Nothing wrong with a streamer. Happy to be at Amazon.
They pay the bills.
Happy, right?
Should we show some of our clips?
Let's check out the resume.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Some select works.
No, Poopy, no. How did you do this? You're only 10 pounds.
Hey, Marlene.
Who is that, Hallie again?
Hadley, Mom. And yes, she's actually my new assistant.
Assistant? Wow, this is great. Someone to help me get you a date. Get over here, kid. What do we think of Paul?
Oh, he's cute. Yeah. Ish. Oh, and bilingual. Along with 20% of the country. Let me know if you find Pete Buttigieg.
Isn't he?
An Ivy League grad, Oxford Rhodes Scholar, polyglot? Yes.
Yeah, I think you're forgetting something, but I've said my piece.
You guys are in the right place, okay? Because I'm pretty dialed in to the spirit realm. I don't want to get like all HJO on you, Billy Joel Osment, but entities, they fuck with Shamrock.
Oh! That's my cousin Lenny. He ate my grandpa's cigarettes for years.
Spooky season, baby.
Taste right there.
Tiny.
I mean, watching your own work in front of a crowd, it kind of has to feel pretty cool.
It's fun. It's fun. I mean, our first movie, not Albert, Albert was a Nickelodeon movie, and we organized a party. It was a TV movie, so we never got it in a theater other than, I guess we had a little premiere for cast and crew.
Yeah.
Which was an unbelievable experience, seeing it with a room full of people that all worked on it.
And then our last movie, Cursed Friends, came out basically during COVID, so there were
Good Boy came out during COVID. We've been unlucky timing wise. We
to
haven't
sit with
gotten
an audience to watch our own work.
So,
as mortifying as it is, there's another part of it that's like, oh man, wow, I think this is the biggest crowd that we've ever seen anything that we've done. So
just 2 minutes of 30-second clips, but it was still fun.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you guys, when you decided to pack up and move out west, I mean, first it had to be scary, but what do you think it was about just growing up around here in Westfield and the work you already put in to go, you know what, let's go give it a try out west?
We felt so supported in the arts at Westfield High School and even in middle school here at Roosevelt. I always had a camera in my hand. I was filming everything. I was also doing music.
If you ever needed an actor, I was happy to volunteer my
Aaron was always acting
services.
and performing. We were always working together, and it was just kind of a given from the beginning. That was always what we wanted to do, and we took advantage of every opportunity that Westfield offered us to follow our passion.
And then you took that all the way to film school when you got into USC. So the way that Will moved to LA was in college. So and then you stuck around there.
Yeah.
And then when I went to Northwestern, and then I spent 2 years in New York after I graduated. So Will's a year younger than me, even though he looks like 5, 6, 7, 10 years older than me. But then he moved me out. He was like, you really got to move to LA. And I said, never in a million years. There's kind of an East Coast.
Oh, of course. I had that problem moving from Staten Island to Jersey. I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Right.
And here I am.
Yeah, exactly. I'm soft. And then eventually, once we got...
Surprise, LA is a great place to live.
I wound up loving LA.
California's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's not the California dream for no reason, but we started getting work out there, and it was like, you're not sleeping on my couch anymore. Get your own place.
Yeah, that was really what it came down to. You can't come out for 3 weeks at a time.
Yeah,
and this is becoming an inconvenience. And so then I moved out about 12 years ago, and we kind of haven't looked back, and we've been lucky enough to kind of just keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep working.
Well,
and so we haven't left yet.
I want to talk about some of your projects and where has any of Westfield inspired
Totally.
parts of your work?
Absolutely. It finds its way into everything. It's like
So Cursed Friends.
what you know is kind of true. Even as as imaginative as our movies are, none of them feel connected to reality really. But Albert, for example, like a movie about like a little 2-foot tall Christmas tree that wants to be the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree. That was our Christmas movie on Nickelodeon. That idea came to us because one of our best friends' family owned Williams Nursery in Westfield, and we were there all the time. And it was like there was so much love in that location, and started
especially during holiday season.
Oh yeah.
And also during Halloween
Yeah.
as well. And then you have a show like Big Envelopes, which talks about the crooked world of college admissions.
That was the audio series we wrote for Audible. That's why there wasn't video with it. But that one, we kind of set it in Westfield, like, because it's
our
about
college admissions experience happened while we were here, as high school juniors and seniors. And so why invent a town when you already know one like the back of your hand? And then Cursed Friends, literally, the bar that those characters meet at is the Jolly Trolley. And what was crazy...
It's like as you're writing, it's like the first thing that comes to mind. Well, obviously they're reuniting for the first time in years. They're at the Jolly Trolley. So we write at the Jolly Trolley, and the next thing you know, you're on set, and the door says the Jolly Trolley.
There's a fake Jolly Trolley.
Like, wow.
3,000 miles away from the real Jolly Trolley.
This is why I don't have to come home, because I can just go to the Jolly Trolley.
That's right. You can just build Westfield.
You could just write a movie and...
Yeah.
And now, just the work that you've already had, I mean, to say that, the ideas are endless, but like for you guys, what was the dream versus growing up in Westfield for where you're at now to what you want to accomplish down the road?
So I think Will and I couldn't really see what was right in front of our face in terms of our creative partnership. We were always using each other for
helping each other out on projects.
Right. Whenever a teacher was like, you could write an essay or you could do a video, we were like, well, why are we writing an essay? Let's make a video.
Did you ever write the essay though?
Maybe.
One or two, yeah.
This was pre-Chat GPT. I wrote it, essays, And so, but eventually, when we were in college together, I was studying theater, Will was studying directing, and we were both writing, but I was in the comedy scene, so I was doing a lot of sketch comedy or original plays. And Will was, you were writing
making short films, writing, directing, the whole thing. And we just kind of started looking at each other's work one winter break, and we just started critiquing each other's work.
In a way that only brothers
did. And it was like, your stuff is very funny, but
this part sucks.
But it doesn't make any sense. Or why is this happening? Why do I care? And my stuff, it would be
I would really like your tone and your structure, but I'd be like, I think this dialogue needs to be
funny.
Massage.
Yeah. And so we were like, wait a second, let's.
Did mom ever be the mediator, mom or dad, the mediator between you two during those discussions?
I think mom and dad are still mediators. Sometimes we're like, if we can't decide on something, so we're lucky to have editors for parents.
They're journalists.
And so they've always been, our first reads, and they continue to be our first reads. But sometimes if we are so split on an idea, we will either talk to our manager or we will send it to mom or dad and be like, what do you guys think is stronger here?
But no, in terms of the dream, it took a while for us to realize that we should be writing partners together. But growing up, I always wanted to be a director. Aaron always wanted to act. And writing kind of just was the thing that took off first. So we started out making our own things. That got the ball rolling. That got us our first meeting at Nickelodeon, was low budget things that we would put together. We would write, I would direct, Aaron would be in. Directing and acting are still the dreams, but you kind of have to write your own opportunities. Right. And so we're writing our own material, coming up with original ideas, and slowly but surely, kicking down the door so that I can direct and he can be in them. And
but we also grew up with
he's still in everything that we make.
That's true. I forced my way in. Of course, it's like
a guy.
I know a guy. I know the writer pretty well, and so we always loved comedy. I think that in college we tried to be drama snobs and do other stuff, and it just didn't take. I wrote a bad play that I just never looked at again. I was like, I think I'm done with that. And then once we went back into comedy, that still has something to say, that is grounded with layered characters and real themes, we realized that we could communicate as effective a message. It doesn't need to be a drama. It doesn't need to win an Oscar. If you can package that into something that can also make an audience laugh, then you're really doing a service, especially these days. So
Yeah.
Now, to bring it back to the Rialto here too, I mean, obviously, what would a place like the Center for Creativity been like for you guys if you had access to it, when you were growing up versus what kids will have in about a year and change from now?
It would have been amazing. I mean, we loved the old Rialto. We loved going to the movies, but to have something like this, growing up, all of the arts inform what we do now. I could see myself being here a student today, taking art classes here, also, screening our films for friends, for the community. Getting that live reaction from an audience is like so useful as a creator, to get that live feedback and to be in a room with it, and to make opportunities to get people together to like celebrate, the work, and to just kind of grow as an artist.
I was a stand-up and an improviser for 10 years, teaching improv, coaching it. The idea of having, a black box space, an area where you could just put up fresh work, new work, or just hold a rehearsal with a group of your friends or a team that you're coaching. Those spaces don't exist like everywhere.
Right.
So the fact that you can have that right in the center of town is so great. It's a place where you just know you're welcome and you're invited to try new things with an audience, not with an audience. You can fall, you can fail. That's what artists, and especially young artists, need. They need a safe space where they can really try and take big swings. That would be really important for us.
For you growing up, was that just like your basement or your backyard or school?
Yeah, I actually they still have Folio every month at the high school, which is like kind of a coffee house where you could kind of perform, do music, whatever. I would perform with my band every month there.
What was your band's name?
We were called the Static Jacks. We were kind of a big deal at the time.
Wow.
We can get the band back together in about a year when the space opens.
You know what? But the whole band is all killing it right now, and they're working in the arts, in kind of their own ways. But that's where we would go. Folio was the place where we would try out our new materials, our songs, practice, and also perform. You would do stand up there and stuff.
Stand up and sketch. And then the other way that I would do, like I would try to wriggle my way, I guess, into doing stand up, but under an academic, I would MC shows at the high school, the Mr. WHS pageant, international night, things like that. Anything that would give me an opportunity, or Channel 36.
Right.
Anything that would give me an opportunity to get up there and stay limber and be creative. So this would be just one more and a great kind of central space to be able to do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, let's keep
podcasting too. I mean, podcasts are so huge right now. The fact that people can record there, you need a great place to be able to record. I mean, you work in
I know, right here.
Better than anybody.
I can work from here.
Right. Exactly.
Let's talk about school though. You're talking about teachers. Do you have that teacher that left that imprint on you? After you graduated, and you still you think about them from time to time. You're like, I wonder what they're up to, or I miss them, or
Totally.
We saw some of them today.
We saw some of them today. We were talking at the high school with some students today, and a couple that come to mind, Miss Ghosten Fowler, my English teacher, she specifically was somebody that let me make video projects, instead of essays from time to time, and such a great way to express myself and to, honestly, when I would do that, I would work harder than if I was writing an essay. And she saw that, and that's why she would let me do it. And I in that class, I wrote my JRP on sci-fi movies.
Junior research paper.
Yeah, it's Westfield. I think a lot of.
Yeah, we know the JRP.
But I wrote that on sci-fi movies in the 50s and 60s during the Cold War, and now I'm writing horror comedies. It totally was inspired by that, being able to focus on that stuff back then. How about you?
I think my love of theater, started really, really young, but was really nurtured once I got to Roosevelt Middle School with Taryn Glist and Mr. Brzezowski, and then who I ran into today, and then also with Mr. Nearly, who was the drama teacher at the high school. There was such a pre-professionalism to the arts program here,
right,
which is so important, that it was not just an extracurricular where it's a place to have fun, of course, yes, but to have educators that took it very seriously and that expected a lot of you and that raised such a high bar that you wanted to meet. You know, that made me take it seriously. That inspired me to become a theater major at college.
Another class that we ran into Mr. Stumbers today. He was my AP art teacher. That class taught me how to take criticism for my art, and we would kind of get in a room, get in a circle and critique each other's work, take it seriously, and that helped me develop a thick skin that I need in our business.
We get rejected about 3 times a week
It's
in our
the
business.
life of a writer.
What would you say, like you're pitching, throwing out ideas? What would you say is like your rate? Like you just said, you get rejected 3 times a week.
Yeah.
How many pitches are you putting out there versus the ones that you get? Just so people understand that it's not like you're going out there, everything you do.
Everything's a grand slam home run.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd own Westfield and everything was a grand slam home run.
I don't. It's hard to quantify it. Cause everything leads to something else.
Of
it's like
course.
if you pitch something and you don't get that job, those people, if they like you, they'll remember you for the next one. I would say I'm just gonna make something up. I'm gonna guess.
Go ahead, make up a fake
I would say
fact.
1 out of 5.
Okay.
We can do, and I think that when we have the opportunity to write something on spec, which is not pitching it, but just actually writing the script before and finishing it before taking it out, we have like a 100%.
Yeah,
on
we've
that.
been pretty good there.
We've sold our specs and gotten some of them made.
But there is so much I mean, you do need a thick skin in this business. It's always an impossible business. It's an impossible business at a particularly impossible time right now.
Right.
Fresh out of the writing strikes, the streaming bubbles have popped. As original storytellers, I mean, everything that you just saw up there was an original idea in a world full of Marvel movies and toy movies and IP. We have to, as young writers, we were not just handed the keys by the studios, to like, hey, you got an idea for
Remake
Power Rangers?
this, yeah.
It's like, no, they're talking to the guy who's writing Superman, And so for us, we had to rely on big, original, hooky concepts. And so that are grounded in good characters and have something to say. So, original ideas have really been our bread and butter.
Can we talk about an idea that's original yet, or is that?
We can talk about Sporkin' Feastin'.
Sure. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. It's been announced.
It's been announced.
Yeah, because last time we talked, you were like, not yet, but
I
now
think what happened is I'm always quicker to try to talk about the next thing, and Will is always quick
More
to say,
cautious.
shut
Your mouth.
Yin and yang.
Yeah. We need each other.
So this is a movie. One of our movies that we sold to Amazon last year. It was a spec script that we wrote that was inspired by our real life, inspired by a trip that we took with our family. It's a family vacation comedy.
It's hard R, so very raunchy, dirty, funny, but also, it's also about kind of toxic masculinity and beta male energy. And anyway, it takes place in the movie itself takes place in a fictional European country. And nobody was asking for that movie. Like, it's not a genre.
It's very silly.
Right.
And comedy has not been like the hot genre for the last 10 years. It's coming back, but that's what we love. So that's
Exactly.
what we're writing. And so we wrote a movie about this family that goes to this festival in this fictional country.
Called Sporkin' Feastin'.
That might be all we can say about that.
Yeah, but we have a director.
We have a director attached. We wrote it on spec. We attached these amazing producers, and Bobby Farrelly is directing the movie.
Wow.
Who did Dumb and Dumber. There's Something About Mary, like just classic comedies. And
when we were growing up, we'd be at family gatherings, and we were always making things together, and people would say, you guys, do you want to be the next Coen brothers? And we'd be like, no, we want to be the next Farrelly brothers, because they were really, really funny. And so now it's, again, another one of those crazy
moments,
full circle moments where you're meeting,
I'm curious, what was the family vacation it was loosely based off of?
Yeah,
that's a good question.
We can talk about
so
that.
Our mom's last name is Sporkin. She's here, it's a rare last name. So we've heard in our family that all Sporkins are related,
which has proven to be true every time we've met one on
whenever
Facebook.
we've looked it up. It's been true. And she was Googling her name one time and saw that there was this beer in Belgium called Sporkin beer, brewed in this very small town, where every year they have a festival called Sporkin Feastin' that honors a warrior named Sporkin.
Like a Flemish warrior from the 1300s. Anyway, our mom was like, we got to go to Sporkin Feastin'.
And so,
how old were you guys? Like when?
Well, I was fresh out of college, and I think
Okay.
I
I was like
a year.
I was a senior in college. And so we went to Sporkin Feastin', and we were the only real Sporkins there.
But not before we told the Sporkin Committee that the Sporkins were coming.
They were very excited to have us.
And then there was like a billboard for us, and so we were
Red carpet rolled out.
That town in Belgium, there were no red carpets. There were basically, there were barely roads, but we told them that we were going to be there, and they
nicest people.
They were so
They
nice.
had a sense of humor about it. We had a sense of humor about it, and we always knew we wanted to turn that into something eventually. And then 10 years later, now that our craft has improved as writers and we've gotten smarter and better, we figured it out, and we fictionalized it and figured out some life or death stakes that could happen along the way.
But sometimes
and
what
now
happens-
it's a movie at Amazon that hopefully they'll make. We'll see.
And sometimes
And
what
premiere
happens,
there.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
exactly. It'll premiere in Vern, Belgium.
Oh, I love that.
But sometimes what happens is like you want to chase trends so much to try to, figure out what's selling and I got
Ride the wave.
Ride the wave, and then sometimes you can just bet on yourself and silo yourself off and just be like, what would make us laugh the most? And it's the fact that it was so wildly different from a lot of other stuff in the comedy system right now that I think attracted Bobby and
the fact
Amazon.
that it is different. That's what Bobby likes about it. But it's about, just like that, Big Envelopes, the audio series we did, that was another one where we were just like, nobody asked for that. We thought it was a fun idea, a fun character, a crooked college consultant. We had the idea before the Varsity Blues scandal even happened.
Yeah.
And then
In fact, people had read that script and be like, I don't think
this could never happen.
Never
And then it happened.
Yeah.
But we wrote that on spec too, and then we found a way. There's so many new ways to get your stuff made now. Like, we weren't even thinking of audio series. We thought it would be a TV show, but we're so proud of it and got to get it made exactly the way we wanted to.
Got to direct it too.
Yeah, we directed that together with Abby Jacobson, Susie Essman, Tim Simons,
Judy Greer.
from Veep, Judy Greer. Just an amazing cast of comedy heavyweights, and
I'm sure it's a way of creating something different that you had no idea that you could
no
ever
idea.
create
Yeah,
that way.
and we were excited to say yes and learn as we did it. But
So as I'm sure you know, Jersey is becoming a very, as they're calling, the Hollywood of the East.
I know.
yeah.
Right after we leave,
Right.
what?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
know,
So
I know.
could you see yourselves returning back home for productions?
Totally.
And movies and even setting up your own shop here?
I'll be a local hire. I know a house that will take me and let me sleep.
yeah.
Rent free.
Yeah, rent free.
I mean, the producers that we're working with just shot a big Netflix movie in New Jersey. It's set in Florida, and they shot it in New Jersey.
It's funny how that works.
I know.
We'd love to come back. By the way, those producers are the guys that created Harold and Kumar and also Cobra Kai, and they are also New Jerseyans.
There's a lot of New Jersey talent out in LA. And,
in LA.
Yeah.
And so
Not for long, they'll be back
they'll
home.
be back.
exactly.
Yeah.
We'll come, we
Staying
love
at mom
to
and
come back.
dad's house, everybody.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Airbnb.
Yeah.
All right, so we got some questions from the audience and online that we want to run by. But first, Aaron, I was curious. Do you remember the first play you ever did?
Yeah. The first play, like serious play that I ever did.
That you acted, yeah.
Yeah, in sixth grade.
Yeah.
Annie. Yeah.
Who are you and Annie?
And actually, and Cheryl Psycho's there, and her daughter Allie Psycho was.
Oh, I heard about the carpool.
Okay, yeah, we carpooled together.
Yeah.
And Allie was Lily St. Regis, and I was Rooster Hannigan. And that was sixth grade at Roosevelt.
So
and that was like the real start of like, ooh, I really like this.
What about the last show you did in high school?
The last show I did in high school would have been How to Succeed in Business without really trying. And that was, I guess, 2007. Still friends with all those guys. It's great.
Now, it could be one of those two that we just talked about, but what was your favorite acting role? Or could it just be something that you guys have done together?
I stopped doing musicals once I got to college, and I realized like what people who can actually sing sound like, And I was like, I don't think I'm welcome here. But Jesus Christ Superstar was really fun. Junior year was really, really fun. Played King Herod. I got to wear a leather
A tight jumpsuit.
Yeah, they kind of made him like a leather daddy. It was weird. It was
Memorable.
Certainly
Definitely
memorable.
Yeah.
But that was a lot of fun. And then also the straight plays that we would do too. Like My Sister Eileen was the freshman play that I did my freshman year. And it was just so great to work with other peers and also older kids that took this as seriously. As the director and as I did, it was really a treat.
What is the one thing you did that had the most impact on your careers?
You know what?
Spork
Writing
and
Spork and Feastin'. We've worked for now 14 years professionally. One thing has kind of led to another, but it was writing Spork and Feastin' and taking that big swing on something really outrageous and wild that has opened so many doors. It didn't just sell to Amazon.
We're still getting calls from other studios of like, hey, this script came across my desk. We love this.
Funny.
Do you guys want to write this other project for us?
Yeah.
And finally, it's like, after 14 years of being in the outgoing call business, Spork and Feastin' has become the script that has put us into the incoming call business,
right?
Which is a real transition. Like, okay, I think we'll have a future here.
Yeah, and it's again, a testament to just kind of
betting on
yourself and not tuning out the rest and just writing what you like, really.
Did you take a big breath of fresh air after the movie got picked up and you're like, you know what? It just goes to show we made the right bet, on ourselves.
Yeah. It was more like, oh my God, thank God we have healthcare for another, for another year.
Yeah, our industry, it's about surviving. You just need one thing
the next day.
Keep you and your family
very different
covered.
than being a working screenwriter in the 90s where, you can write a movie of the week and then buy a house in Malibu. Like, I wish that was how it went. But yeah, it was a sigh of relief and like, okay, good. Now we can think about the next original idea because things are certain, like there's an appetite for our voice.
I mean, I can only imagine what goes through your brains right now, just of ideas. But do you have that? Do you have that next one? You're ready to go and pen to paper and is it there or are you still?
We always have like 3 things kind of lined up. We have like something that we've just written, something that we're revising, and the next idea or 5, and we kind of wait to see which one is the thing that takes off first or gets the most interest. But
we sold another movie at Amazon that's, what we can say about this is a lot less, but it's a big animated movie, kind of in the vein of Monsters, Inc.
Right.
And we're really excited about that. I mean, we still have one foot firmly in kids and families, but we want to make a movie that doesn't condescend to kids and that's smart. And and also that doesn't feel like a chore for parents to watch. So that's a movie that involves a lot of world building, and we've had a lot of fun writing that.
Animation is really hard and really complex because you can do literally anything.
Right.
So there's no limitations, but it's very fun. But that's the one that we're working on right now. We have some other ones lined up. We have ideas.
Do you have those projects that that are like your personal, like, I want to create this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We have an indie.
We have an independent film that we're putting together right now that Aaron will be in. I will be directing it.
You guys heard this, right?
We just need the money.
You said it. So yeah.
We're in the middle of raising $9 million.
Let's
make it 10. Let's make it 10.
But no, we've attached some cast, so we're on our way.
Yeah.
All right. So this is more just a general question. Were you high eyes, TV studio, or theater kids at Westfield High School?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The High's Eye
is the high school paper.
Yeah.
I was in the TV studio.
I was a theater kid.
Although I stage managed the theater.
But I also had shows on local access. In fact, Alex and I did Critics Corner. We did movie reviews. And
do you still have those on somewhere?
In some vault that's never going to see the light of day. But yeah.
The Eisenberg vault.
Yes, the Eisenberg vault. It's under lock and key. But we did a lot of stuff for like local access, and a lot of theater, a lot of plays, a lot of musicals, and then I wrote my first screenplay with my friend Rachel Leopold at 17 next door at Starbucks, and so it's like, there were a lot of...
You were the kid taking up the table.
That's right, that's right.
We're always those kids taking up the table. Every day we meet at a coffee shop and annoy people, I'm sure.
Office space is just too expensive.
Well, I might have a space for you in the coming year.
Hey,
so
we'll be back.
I know a guy with a good deal. All right, so some rapid fire questions, more Westfield centric.
Okay.
All right.
Hit us.
North side or south side? No judging.
North side.
North side? I'm south side, so whatever.
Yeah.
We can't talk anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Favorite sandwich shop?
Hershey's.
Your favorite sandwich?
Trinidad.
King Sam on wheat.
We got it today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went today.
Was it like you never left? You walked in there just like...
Totally.
It is frozen in time, that
Right.
place. It's weird. It's like you could see the ghost of somebody from the early 90s at Hershey's. Man. Yeah, it's great.
Favorite local hangout? Starbucks?
It's gonna be the Rialto.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good one. Now I feel like, I used to hang out at Funkin' Standard a lot back in the day. There used to be a place, before Urban Outfitters came to town, there was like a proto-Urban Outfitters called Funkin' Standard.
I'm gonna
gag gifts and stuff.
I'm gonna go with my friends' basements. Because growing up here, that's what
that's what you did.
Hang out in the basement.
Will was in a band, and so that was your rehearsal space.
Sure.
All right, one place you always return to when you come back home that isn't mom and dad's house.
Bagel Chateau. Going tomorrow morning. See you guys there.
What's the order?
A Dutch on a mishmash with a little ketchup, and sometimes I'll do like an everything bagel with some whitefish salad if I'm feeling it.
Whitefish salad?
Yeah.
Really? You're sharing that publicly?
Are the bagels really about the water here versus LA?
I don't know what it is about the bagels and the pizza, but New Jersey's got something else going on.
Careful though, LA's catching up. There's some places.
Yeah,
there's
there
some spots.
Because the people import the water. It's a whole thing.
Because these people are all transplants from Westfield.
I'm gonna go with Vicky's Diner at Taylor Ham and Cheese on a bagel.
Yeah.
That's
no pork roll, all right?
Nope, pork roll. Come on, North Jersey.
I'm just saying, I gotta ask the questions.
Yeah.
All right, one thing for you guys that hasn't changed about Westfield.
Well, we went back to the high school today. The teachers are still as great and as caring and thoughtful as they were when we were there. Some of the teachers are still the same, but just there's an ethos there where, especially with arts education, it's just paramount. People take it really seriously.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off that and add the talent of the students. Like the kids we talked to were so smart, asked such great questions, and
being in school, did you ever have people come speak to you at Westfield High School that like you did today?
So Matt Sklar is going to do the Spotlight series, I think, in the new year. I have in our house in my bedroom like a Westfield leader picture of when Matt visited when I was in 7th grade, like in our like chorus class, and I'm in this picture with Matt. And so we had some speakers, and it's always great to be able to see that, like, dream big, be ambitious. You can do this. I think it's people like that told us that this isn't totally foolish. You have to be a little crazy.
I don't remember any speakers. I know he came to your class. I don't remember any speakers, but I think it's great that you guys are doing this, like the Spotlight series, and having people come that are working in the arts coming and talking to the community and young people, because it really isn't like I remember at USC we would have guests all the time. It's just so inspiring talking to people doing the work and realizing that like your problems as a working writer are the same problems that you had when you were a high school writer and putting things together. It's the same issues. You're running out of when you're shooting something. You're running out of light. You don't have a location. Whatever. Like your friend bailed. It's the same stuff. Why is this actor not on time? And so I think it's great.
Well, before we wrap up, I just want to open up to anybody have any questions that they've been dying to ask or sitting on, or what's your name?
Hi, I'm Curdy. I'm actually one
Curdy.
of the board trustees, and this is amazing. I'm having so much fun. And but while you guys were talking, I'm amazed because every time I see anyone working on a show, it's like 15 writers in a room, and the two of you have never had to employ additional writers, or
We mostly write movies. Like movies are our main love, and so
You're not in a writer's room.
You're not in a writer's room
for
with
a
movies.
feature.
You can sometimes you will get rewritten by another writer, or you will rewrite somebody else, but it's not at the same time. We wrote on one TV show where we wrote in a writer's room with other writers, which was an awesome experience. And
Particularly because Guillermo del Toro would come in once a month,
He was
and you can kind of like learn at his hip.
He was the executive producer. That was awesome. And so you're learning with people and collaborating in that way. But as movie writers, not really. You're really writing by yourself. When we get a show on the air one day, we will employ great writers and have that experience. But right now, no.
It's
Just
lucky
us.
that we even have each other, because most feature
Write alone.
writers it's such a
It's
solitary
lonely.
pursuit.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have a built-in editor and companion in this.
But we
process.
work with producers and directors, and so we have like a
There's a
group of
collaborative
people
network.
bouncing ideas.
Hey, just like this place will be. Now, before we wrap up, do you guys want to leave us with anything about the Rialto, your thoughts, your feelings back home, or just anything in general?
Well, I was really sad in 2019 to hear that the Rialto was going dark, and I was just it is back even. I mean, if you watch the opening credits of Ed,
Right.
for example, they used to the Rialto is just front and center. It is so foundational to both what Will and I do. It has such deep meaning for both of us that I was just so thrilled to know that it was going to have this second life where it's different, and yet a lot of it is also the same. It's going to be a community hotspot where people get to come together and celebrate art at a time where a lot of arts funding is being stripped away. And there's nothing more important than telling stories in tough political times. So I'm really excited for the next chapter here.
I think we all are, right?
Yeah.
Everyone, please give it up. Will and Aaron Eisenberg, thank you for coming tonight.
Hey.
Please enjoy. Gentlemen, thank you very much.
It's so fun.
Thank you so much, Garrett, Will, and Aaron. That was
Thank you.
so fun, so interesting. The arts and creativity are so important for every age, from little kids building self-confidence and pushing them to use their imagination and creativity, to seniors providing social outlets and, helping with mental health and reducing stress and anxiety. So the new Rialto will provide something for all ages, preschool through seniors. And it's going to be a social outlet for everyone and a creative outlet for everyone. Thank you to all the incredible people here in this room. Thank you to all the volunteers that have helped get us to where we are today. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you for coming tonight. We would ask you to please share your experience here tonight. If you took any pictures, post them, tag us, share the Spotlight series idea with your friends. The more people that we get in the door, the better. And if you join us, we can all do this. We can make this a reality if we all work together. It would be so fantastic for our town. Reality. I agree.
He's going to charge you for that, so.